Hi, everyone, and welcome to our Yes Prep Virtual College Fair. We're super excited to have you all here this morning. And so we have 6 wonderful institutions here to tell you a little bit about what each of them do. But I want to make sure that you all know about the format and how you can ask them questions. And so the format this morning will be that we have 6 institutions. Each college will have 6 minutes to tell you a little bit more about themselves, and then we'll move on to the next college. So it's 6 minutes apiece from 6 different institutions within this next hour. And so I know that a question you may have is, how do I ask them questions? And so you can go to the Q&A button down at the bottom of your screen at any point during any of the presentations and submit your questions. We definitely want you to do that. I do want you to also know that your camera and microphone are off, and they will continue to be off throughout the session, so you don't need to worry about that. Really, that Q&A is the main way you'll be interacting with the colleges today. We do have more sessions going on this morning, so feel free to sign up for others if you haven't already. And I want to mention that this session will be recorded and that the recording will be available within the next few days. So that is definitely good to know. And so with that, we'll go ahead and kick things off and we'll get started with Bowdoin.
Wonderful. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. So excited to chat with you today. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can jump right in. All right. So my name is Kyra Green. I'm an assistant dean of admissions at Bowdoin College. And again, I'm very excited to chat with you today. So let's jump right in. The first thing you should know about us is that we are really proud of our location up on the coast of Maine. It's very important to our identity as a school. And so wanted to share some of those values that we get from our home state. Mainers are known as people who are welcoming and independent, humble and hardworking. And so these are all characteristics we look for in our students and things we are really proud of to share with you today. So, given our commitment to our location, we do have a founding principle of the common good, which started out as the notion that your Bowdoin education shouldn't be used just for personal gain, but should be shared with others. And so in that spirit, our students really invest in the surrounding community. And we do have an office called the McKean Center for the Common Good that allows students to really go out into the community and give back. And so this may mean they are mentoring and tutoring younger students. This may mean they're working at the local free clinic. This may mean they're doing the volunteer lawyer project to work with asylum seekers in the area. This means a lot of things. And if you ask each student what the common good means to them, you'll get a personalized response. This also means that the Brunswick community gets to engage with our on-campus life. And so they can attend campus-wide events, they can audit classes, they can also serve as host families for our students to, again, make them feel like they're at home for their 4 years at the college. So again, given our location, we have some unique academic opportunities. We tend to draw in a lot of students who are really passionate about the environment. Environmental studies is one of our biggest offerings. And we also offer a marine science semester, which happens at our Shirley Coastal Studies Center, about a 20-minute drive from campus. It currently has 2 labs. We'll be adding a 3rd as we speak. And so this is really exciting for our students to just engage with the world around them, have that hands-on field experience. This also means that we attract faculty who are really interested in meeting with our students, really interested in collaborating in that way. And so faculty are there for you to chat with you whenever you like. They're very accessible. They only teach 2 classes per semester. So they are sitting in their offices 5 hours a week waiting for you to come and chat with them with any questions you may have. You'll also see them in their personal lives, whether you are dog sitting or house sitting or babysitting, and some of them also will host classes in their homes. So, given our commitment to the common good, what do our graduates do when they leave us? You may expect that all of them go into the nonprofit world. While many of them do, a lot of them also go into the for-profit sector and find a way to live out the common good in a way that means a lot to them. So for an example, the founder of Netflix, Reed Hastings, attended Bowdoin. He was a math major. And after he graduated, he realized he had trouble returning his DVDs on time. And so he started Netflix as a way to expedite the process of returning those DVDs. And it then evolved into the streaming service you've come to know now. Alongside his work at Netflix, he's also a huge philanthropist. He's donated to HBCUs and a lot of other noble causes. And so he's found a way to really combine his passion for business with the notion of the common good in a way that's personal to him. So, what do we look for in your application? You'll see here on this pie chart, we only look for grades and heart. The grades are a bit self-explanatory, but we do also look for students who are kind. So how are you uplifting other voices? How are you considering other perspectives? How are you thinking beyond yourself and your own personal bubble? These are things that are really important to us, and so we look for that in your application. Two things we don't look for are income and testing. We are a need-blind institution, meaning that your decision to apply for aid does not impact your admission to the college. We're also need-based, meaning that all of our aid is based upon income, assets, and those types of things. We meet 100% of demonstrated need every year, and we are also one of a few schools that is a no-loan institution, meaning that we do not package you with loans. So when you get your aid award from the college, you'll see grant money, you'll see work study perhaps, and you'll see that we expect you to work over the summer to contribute to tuition, but you will not see any loans in your package. We also do not look for test scores. We've been test optional since 1969, and we're the first school to do so. And so we've had over 50 years now to really hone our process and get a sense of your academic preparation without those test scores. We will not hold it against you should you choose to withhold them. About a third of students who are admitted and end up on our campus did not submit any testing. This is really our chance to return some autonomy to you in a process that can feel very much beyond your control. So, we hope that something I said today really struck you and you might want to join our community. We're really proud of the students we select and are even more excited when you choose us back, and hope that you would be excited about joining our community. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bowdoin. We'll go ahead and head on over to Bucknell.
Awesome. Well, welcome. Thank you all for joining us today. My name is Corrine. I am an admissions counselor here at Bucknell. I don't have any fancy presentations, so you just get to listen to my wonderful voice. A little fun fact about me, I'm actually a Bucknell graduate. I graduated with the class of 2019, so first adult job, fairly fun. As a student, I was an education major with a children's studies minor. I also had the opportunity to study abroad in Denmark. I conducted undergraduate research, and I, of course, was involved in clubs and organizations on our campus. So I'm very excited to share some information about Bucknell with all of you today. So at Bucknell, you don't have to wait until your senior year of college to conduct research in high-tech labs, take a starring role on a performing arts stage, or even start your own business. At Bucknell, these kinds of high-level experiences begin the moment that you arrive. In fact, we actually expect and anticipate our first-year students, even those who haven't selected a major yet, to immerse themselves in a range of subjects that they want to explore. Whether that's animal behavior or accounting, French or finance, music or mechanical engineering, you're going to find opportunities that other schools will reserve for upperclassmen exclusively. Those experiences explain why 92% of our first-year students come back for their second year. Bucknell is rooted in a tradition of innovation, exploration, and breaking new ground in higher education. And while we're very proud of this tradition, we're not constricted by it. We're constantly innovating by hiring new faculty members who are truly experts in their fields, as well as constantly constructing and designing new state-of-the-art facilities for our students, such as Academic East and our newest building for the Freeman College of Management. Right now, we are currently the largest liberal arts college in the nation with about 3,600 undergraduate students. We have 3 distinct colleges for students to select from, and those are the College of Arts and Sciences, the College of Engineering, and the Freeman College of Management. But those colleges don't exist on islands. They are uniquely intertwined, allowing you to discover and follow your passions, as well as uncover new interests that maybe you never anticipated having. We understand that life is not a straight line, and neither should your college experience. You should have the opportunity to grow and evolve into the best version of yourself. The College of Arts and Sciences is by far our largest college with over 47 majors and 60 minors. You can pursue something in the natural sciences, the social sciences, the arts, the humanities, as well as various different languages. Students are creating their own ideas and pursuing their passions in our greenhouse, in our maker spaces, in our performing arts centers, as well as in our downtown campus theater that Bucknell owns. You can make your own course, as one of our current seniors, Mackenzie Gross, did alongside of her professor. You have the opportunity to study learning differences as an undergraduate research student, just like I did my sophomore year. This college is really going to provide you breadth and depth in your education. The College of Engineering enables students to dive into solving real-world confounding problems from the very first day that they step into our classrooms. There's a reason why we're ranked 6th in the nation for our engineering program. You can start your engineering education by taking a class called Engineering 100, where you'll explore all 8 of the different engineering majors. You'll have the opportunity to study abroad. We have a unique class called Engineering 290. You'll also be able to participate in senior design your final year, where you'll be partnered with a large corporation like Amazon Robotics, where you'll make a new product for that specific company and client. Finally, the Freeman College of Management offers 7 distinct majors and 2 new minors for students to select from. As a management student, you're not playing Monopoly and having fake money and hoping for the best in the end. Here, you're solving real-world problems, and your decisions are going to have consequences. You're starting your own business your first year through a class called Management 101. You have the opportunity to manage $2 million of Bucknell's endowment fund. And you can also present your entrepreneurial ideas to a board of sharks at our annual Biz Pitch competition. It's basically Shark Tank, just Bucknell's version of that. As college towns go, it's hard to imagine a better one than Lewisburg. Bucknell itself is neither too big nor too small, and neither is our Lewisburg community. So you're not going to get stuck in traffic, but you also won't run out of things to do either. We have a safe, walkable downtown area that's just a few blocks from our campus, and it has really awesome cafes, trendy boutiques, and our campus bookstore is also located down there. We have over 450 acres on our campus, and that truly leaves a lot of room for various activities like our speaker and concert series, student clubs and organizations. You can compete in club or intramural sports, attend Division I athletic events for free, as well as participate in community service. We are primarily a residential college with housing guaranteed your entire 4 years. You can also join a residential college your first year and live with individuals that have the same interests as you. Half of our student body will decide to study abroad through a Bucknell In program, which is a Bucknell professor taking students abroad, or through a completely separate program like Semester at Sea. When it comes to applying to Bucknell, there's truly no stereotypical Bucknell student, but we can say that successful applicants excel in challenging courses, they're pursuing their passions through their extracurricular activities, and they're engaged in the world around them. We are a holistic review process, and we truly look over every single word that you pour into your application. We look forward to getting to know about you in your activities, in your essay, in your transcript, as well as your letters of recommendation. We offer both need-based and merit aid for our students. About half of the student body right now will receive Bucknell-specific dollars, and about 60% will receive aid of some kind, and that could be a combination of student loans, grants, or work study. So if you share the same sentiments as our current senior, Helen Fish, who said, "My generation doesn't just want to clock in and clock out. We actually want to make a change and help people," then Bucknell is a great place to begin making those impacts. I'm really excited that you all tuned in today, and I hope that something interested you and to potentially see you on campus in the future. Thanks so much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Bucknell. Now we'll head on over to Davidson College.
Hi, my name's Abby Vidmer. I attended Bucknell, so that was awesome to hear. I took Management 101 way back in the day, but now I'm at Davidson College. We are a small liberal arts institution located in Davidson, North Carolina, which is about 30 minutes north of the city of Charlotte, so very easy to fly into and access. But the town of Davidson is really this quaint college town with brick sidewalks, cute little shops and restaurants, and the Davidson is located in the heart of the town. So the college was there first, and the town grew up around it. So there's a really close relationship between the town of Davidson and the college. There are different traditions at Davidson that I think depict this relationship really well. One is our freshman cake race, where students in their freshman year run a lap around campus, and the first 200 that finish get a homemade cake baked by one of the community members in Davidson, get their picture taken with the family. So just a nice welcome to campus. So wherever you're coming from, you're really embraced with open arms. Another site that is very common to see in the town of Davidson are professors. Our faculty have chosen Davidson really intentionally because they want to work with and mentor undergraduate students. 3/4 of them actually live walking distance from campus. So I feel like, unlike in high school where you may know your teachers, but when you see them outside of the classroom, you're like, you exist out of here. At Davidson, you get to know your faculty really well. You may watch their dog, you may babysit their children. Some students are actually in a band with their professors and perform in our local coffee shop on the weekends. And that's kind of a good dovetail into academics at Davidson. So we're about 2,000 students, all undergraduates, like many of the wonderful liberal arts institutions represented today. Small class sizes, about 14 students on average. We cap classes at 35. So you'll never be in a classroom larger than 35 students. So there's really no hiding in the back of a classroom at Davidson, and it's a very discussion-based learning. So if you like that type of academic challenge and being really engaged in the classroom, it could be a really nice fit. That liberal arts philosophy, we really want our students to, once they leave Davidson, be able to problem solve and look at things from different angles. So whether it's the lens of a philosopher, a scientist, an artist. So students often come in, undecided. I think that's very much encouraged. They don't have to declare a major formally until spring of sophomore year. So you have 2 full years to decide what you'd like to major in. We also have pre-professional programs with pre-med, pre-law, and engineering options. Our pre-med program, there's going to be an information session on that in the coming weeks. So if that piqued your interest, definitely let me know. About 90% medical school placement. And then in the meantime, when you're deciding what you'd like to major in, you're assigned a holistic advisor. So that's somebody who will kind of guide and mentor you as you're selecting your first courses and before you formally declare. But once you decide, you pick your own advisor. And then one thing that's really at the heart of Davidson is our honor code. So I have to mention that in this brief overview. Davidson students will sign the honor code the night before classes start, which basically states, I will not lie, cheat, or steal, nor tolerate others who do so. This provides our students academic freedom. So many exams will be take-home exams. Professors will trust students to not use their notes and allow them to take a test in their dorm room, a quiet place in the library, maybe a lucky classroom, but they really want you to show your knowledge and not be inhibited by any test anxiety, etc. And students on campus feel really comfortable just leaving things behind. So I feel like you often see this abandoned study station on campus, or you see a laptop, a coffee, a backpack, but no student. So they felt completely comfortable leaving their things, going to a professor's office hours, and knowing that nothing will be touched. We also have research opportunities because we are all undergraduates. Students don't have to wait behind a line of grad students to get research opportunities. So you can have those experiences as early as your first year, and they really expand beyond the natural sciences. About 80% of Davidson students study abroad or have some type of international travel experience before they graduate. So all financial aid travels with students abroad. So it costs the same amount as a semester at Davidson. There are also different grants and scholarships available, a lot of funding for students to do something over the summer. One student was doing an archaeological dig this past summer. We have 10 Davidson specific programs where you're going abroad with Davidson students and professors, but we also partner with over 150 other colleges and institutions and work seamlessly with their programs. If there's something that we don't have that you're interested in, students can petition to have that added. So one student wanted to study marine biology in Samoa and was able to petition to have that added. So if you're interested in that international travel experience, definitely available. And then as far as careers and internships, our Center for Career Development really engages with students early on in their college careers. They'll actually hunt you down if they haven't seen you by the time you're a junior or a senior. This is definitely a place where I plug our alumni network as well. Davidson has one of the highest alumni giving rates in the country. And so Davidson alums not only love where they went to college, but they really want to pay that forward and support our current students. And so they created over 200 jobs and internships just for Davidson students last year. That went by really fast. If you have any questions, please put them at the chat at the end. But thank you so much. It was great to be with you this morning.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Davidson. And before we head on over to Denison, I just want to make a really quick plug for that Q&A that Abby just mentioned. And so if you have any questions about any of the colleges that you've already heard about or any that you're about to hear about, don't forget about that Q&A down at the bottom of your screen and send your questions on over that way. But now we'll head on over to Denison University.
All right, thank you so much. Hello, everybody. My name is Nick Radmer. I am an admission counselor here at Denison, but I am also an alum. I graduated in 2018, so fairly recently, and I'm really excited to share a little bit more about Denison for you. So we are a small private liberal arts school. We're in Granville, Ohio, which is about a half an hour to the east of Columbus, right in the middle of the state. And we have about 2,300 students, so on the small side, but not tiny by any stretch. And when it comes to location, I really do sort of think that Denison students get the best of both worlds in the sense that they have something fairly small and quiet where they're actually living and studying, but something much larger that's just right down the road if you do want to experience something a little bit bigger. But what I really want to focus on is what really makes Denison unique. And I think that really boils down to three things. Those are relationships, opportunities, and outcomes. Now, to start with relationships, this is going to be the thing that's going to be at the center of your Denison experience. If you ever listen to our president give a speech, you'll probably hear the phrase a relational college several times throughout his presentation. But when we talk about relationships, we really mean relationships with other classmates, with professors, with people on other athletic teams, with the community itself. But what we really want to emphasize are the relationships that you'll build with your mentors here on campus. And a mentor can be a faculty member, a staff member, a coach, really just someone who isn't going to hold your hand through college, but really someone who's going to have your back throughout the entire process. Someone who's going to make sure that you're aware of all the different resources you can take advantage of, and someone who is going to make sure you handle the transition from high school into college, really, really well, and make sure that you're thriving with that. That's really going to be at the center of things. And just thinking back as an alum, I think one of my favorite things about Denison was the relationships that I built with my mentors. These are people who not only get to know you academically and professionally, but they get to know you personally too. And just a few weeks ago, I actually had a 3.5 hour long Zoom call with one of my old professors who was doing alumni office hours throughout the past semester. So these relationships endure after you graduate as well. And I really think that's the number one thing that really distinguishes Denison. But moving right into the opportunity side of things, obviously the number one opportunity that we hope that you pursue are the academic offerings here at Denison. We have about 54, I believe, different academic majors, so lots of variety there. And we have a few programs that I think really do distinguish us as well. And the newest one actually is one that is accidentally very relevant, I think. I promise we didn't plan this, but our newest program is actually a global health major. This is a program that combines the epidemiological and biological side of global health with a more sociological approach. So there are social science and arts cognates to that program as well, in addition to the science side of things. But we also have really unique programs in global commerce and data analytics. We have a narrative journalism program, as well as a health, exercise, and sports studies program. These are all new programs that have been instituted just in the past 5 years or so, in addition to all the other programs that you could expect to find at a liberal arts school. And I think, with a liberal arts approach, one of the things that we really like to talk about is that we believe a liberally educated student is someone who can then graduate and talk to anybody about anything. And that's really the philosophy that we really want you to take with you as a Denison student educated in the liberal arts. But anyway, moving right on, we also do have extracurricular opportunities as well, which are really exciting. Just ones that I'll briefly mention. Obviously, athletics and Greek life are a really big deal at Denison. But right now is really a very exciting time to be involved in the performing arts as well. We have a brand new performing arts center on campus, which actually combines the departments of dance, music, and theater. They are now all under one roof. And I think for students, particularly who are really interested in pursuing the performing arts, but might not want a conservatory approach, I think Denison's a really exciting place to be right now. And I think we finally have the facilities to really match the quality of our program. For students who may want to pursue the arts as a non-major, you're certainly welcome to do that. Speaking as an alum who, when I was a prospective student, I really wanted to get involved in theater, but I wasn't sure I wanted to major in it. I was encouraged to pursue that. And it's because I had that encouragement that I did ultimately end up switching my major over to theater, but it was only because I had that opportunity in the first place. But finally, on the outcome side of things, I know that people say that, college is the best 4 years of your life, but what we really hope is that the best 4 years of your life are going to happen after you graduate. So for that, we have the Knowlton Center, which is our career development office. This is a really, really robust center filled with career counselors whose job it is to have their ear to the ground about potential internship opportunities and graduate programs you may be interested in. They're really going to help you develop your interview skills, your resume building skills. They will help you all 4 years of undergrad. But then I think what really makes our office unique is that their services are available to you for up to 5 years after you graduate as well. So it's not like you graduate and then we never want to see you again. We want you to keep coming back if you do need that additional support throughout your time as you first break into the real world. And they do also offer some little seminars throughout the year on some of those real world adult skills that you kind of wish you'd learned about. So things like how to buy a house and how the different tax forms worked, all those things, which I, as a recent grad, I'm very grateful to have had that experience. So that also went by very, very quickly, but I'm really, really excited to have shared some more information with you. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you do have any other questions about Denison. I am certainly happy to hear from you as well as all of my colleagues. But thank you so much for listening, and I hope to hear from all of you soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nicholas. Now we'll head on over to Wesleyan.
Good morning, everyone. So my name is James Huerta, Associate Dean of Admission at Wesleyan University. I do have a couple of slides I want to share with you, so I will be sharing my screen now. Can everyone see my screen?
Yep, it looks good.
Awesome, perfect. So we are located in Middletown, Connecticut. Middletown is a relatively small city, about 50,000 residents. We're about 2 hours away outside of New York City, 2 hours outside of Boston. I like to joke with students and say that we are located in Middletown, but we're not in the middle of nowhere. Our campus, if you take a look at our campus, we have an open campus, so there are no gates surrounding our community. So our buildings blend in with the rest of the Middletown community. So that gives you an idea in terms of the relationship that we have with the city of Middletown. We like to view our relationship as a partnership. Our students are very involved in the city of Middletown, but the city of Middletown, the residents of Middletown are also very supportive of our community, of our student body, and of the institution as a whole. So there are many different ways for students to get involved with the city of Middletown, and I find that our students really find a way to make Middletown their home during their 4 years at Wesleyan. Fun fact, our mayor is a Wesleyan graduate as well. So again, that gives you an idea in terms of the relationship that our students have with the city of Middletown. And when we think about the student experience at Wesleyan, we like to say that our students get the best of both worlds. You get the features of a small teaching college with the resources of a university. We do identify as a liberal arts college, but we're also a university. So we do have about 200 graduate students. We offer 6 PhD programs in 6 different disciplines, mostly in the natural sciences and mathematics. But our main focus is really on the undergraduate student experience. At the undergraduate level, we have about 3,000 undergraduate students. Each incoming class is about 800 students. Student-faculty ratio, 8:1. One of our greatest resources at Wesleyan are our faculty. We like to consider our faculty teacher scholars. So not only are they active scholars in their field, but they also have a strong commitment to teaching. So all of our courses are taught by Wesleyan faculty. So you will have any of our graduate students teach on any of your courses during your time here on campus. So it provides you with more time to really get to know your professors, really develop those genuine relationships with them, and really work closely with them, whether it's on research or projects that they have going on during your time here on campus. And one of the greatest benefits of having graduate students on campus is that you are able to collaborate with them, engage in graduate level research on campus. But because of the small number of graduate students, our students don't feel like they're competing for those resources with graduate students. You're not competing for your professor's time with graduate students. So that's one of the benefits of having graduate students on campus. In terms of the academic experience, one of the features that students really appreciate is the open curriculum. So there are no core requirements for graduation. The only expectation is that you complete 32 classes. So each class is about a credit. We do operate on the semester system. So we have fall semester, spring semester, Each semester, students are taking at most 4 classes to be considered full-time students at Wesleyan. And with the open curriculum, it really provides our students with tremendous freedom and flexibility to really take ownership of their academic experience. I also find that the open curriculum really allows students to get really creative with their academic pursuits. So it's not uncommon to hear a student have express interest in physics and want to pursue philosophy or theater, music, dance. You can do that with the open curriculum. But we also understand that some students prefer structure, and that structure is there for our students. So we do have the general education expectations, and that serves as a guide for our students to navigate the open curriculum. So students will be expected to take 3 courses in 3 of our academic buckets. So the first one is the natural sciences, mathematics, social behavior sciences, and the arts and humanities. And about 85% of our students will complete the general education expectations. Again, it's not a requirement, but it's a great resource to help our students navigate the open curriculum. Aside from our traditional majors, we also have several interdisciplinary majors, which are unique to Wesleyan, and we like to refer them as colleges. Colleges are just names that we give our interdisciplinary majors here at Wesleyan. They're not physical buildings on campus. And so some examples include the College of Letters, the College of Social Studies, the College of Integrative Science. So it's an interdisciplinary approach to the study of humanities, the social sciences, and STEM. For those interested in engineering, we do have a 3-2 engineering program, and it's a partnership that we have with Caltech, Columbia, and Dartmouth. So students will spend their first 3 years here at Wesleyan, and then their last 2 years at one of those 3 institutions. And the 3-2 program is really great for that student who wants that liberal arts foundation, but also wants the engineering background as well. We also have a BA-MA program, which is a 5th-year program in the natural sciences, mathematics, and psychology, which allows students to graduate with a master's degree. And tuition is waived that 5th year. So you're able to graduate with 2 degrees for the price of 1. But again, that's only available for students interested in the natural sciences, mathematics, and psychology. When you apply to Wesleyan, you are applying to the institution directly. So you do not have to worry about applying for any specific program at time of admission. We are a residential community, so housing is guaranteed all 4 years. And so you do not have to worry about finding housing outside of campus during your time at Wesleyan. When you come to Wesleyan, it's also important for our students to find their community on campus. And one of the ways our students do that is through one of our student clubs organizations on campus. We are short in time, but that gives you some idea in terms of some of our alumni, some of the fields that our students pursue. We do tell our students that their major does not dictate who they become. So you could pursue African American Studies and English double major and become Chief Marketing Officer of Netflix, like Bozoma St. John. So in order to be eligible for admission at Wesleyan, you do have to submit your common application or coalition. We are also a Quest Bridge school. So you may be applying to Wesleyan through the Quest Bridge program. I know that's a very quick overview of Wesleyan, but if you have any additional questions or want to learn more, I do encourage you all to visit our website, bebrave.wesleyan.edu.
Great, thank you so much, Wesleyan. Appreciate that information. Now we'll head on over to our final institution of this session, St. John's.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. Just wanted to give you some quick updates on St. John's College. So we are one of the weirdest colleges around, and I will give you all the reasons why. We are the 3rd oldest college in the nation. We actually started as a very small institution in Annapolis, Maryland, and we have stayed that way. So we actually have 2 locations. Annapolis, Maryland, we are right next to the Naval Academy. We're on the water. It's a beautiful historic town, a lot of green space, a lot of brick buildings with ivy. You get all the connections to the history. You get to go to DC and Boston, New York City, and you get crab on everything that you eat. But we also have a 2nd location in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where we are built into the mountains at 7,200-foot elevation. We have 400 miles of hiking trails that lead from our campus parking lot up into the mountains. You have a great historic city of Santa Fe with amazing art and culture, great food. You get green chili on everything you eat. So you actually get to pick from 2 great locations. But what really makes us so weird and so unique, or as the New York Times calls us, the most contrarian, is the fact that we have 1 major, we use no textbooks, we have no tests, and we do every single class as a discussion instead of a lecture. So you don't have a teacher standing up front lecturing at you. So let me give you some details on what this is. So we do only have 1 major. All of our students follow the same curriculum. We do a 4-year focus on liberal arts where you're going to take math, science, history, humanities, philosophy, music theory, Greek, Latin, French. You are going to take it all. Because when colleges first started, when we first started, you went to college to become a genius on everything. And so we still try to focus on that and try to teach you a little bit or a lot about everything. So you have this 1 program you're going to go through. We have no textbooks. Instead of textbooks, you're actually going to read classic literature. You are going to read over 250 books directly from the original writers of these topics. So you're going to read directly from Einstein and Newton and Tocqueville, James Baldwin. You are going to read from these original great thinkers, but you're also going to learn how to question them. Not all of these individuals were right about everything. We talk a lot about how scientists were wrong at different times. And you actually redo experiments to see if you can prove them right or wrong. So we teach you how to question everything. And so we are definitely a school for book nerds. We do everything in discussion-based style. So like I said, no teacher lecturing at you. All of our classes have fewer than 20 students. All of us sit around a table and we discuss. So you read, you discuss, you write papers. There are no tests to really examine your ideas. It's all about what you're talking about, what you're processing, and what you're questioning, because the question is the most important part. So where do you go from there with a degree on everything? You go anywhere. Our students go into law school. We have a 100% acceptance rate into law school. They go to medical school. They go get a master's in engineering. They start major record labels. They start wineries. They're the current editor of Huffington Post. They're teachers. They go in a lot of different directions. With our 2 campuses, we have fewer than 500 students on each campus. So a very small, close-knit community. Everyone lives on campus all 4 years. We have great student activities, including croquet competitions with the Naval Academy, ballroom dancing, rowing, crew, Tai Chi, a lot of skiing, a lot of outdoor activities in Santa Fe. So many different things to keep you busy. From an admissions standpoint, we do early decision, early action. We're on the Common App, the Coalition app. We have no application fee. We have been test optional for more than 40 years, so we are not new to this game. And what we value most in your application is your essay. We're a school of book nerds, and so we like to write about books, and that's the focus of your essay. So we look at your essay, we look at letters of recommendations, we look at an optional interview, and we actually look at your transcripts. And then if you choose to submit test scores, those are at the bottom rung of what we're looking at from an application standpoint. We know how weird we are, and we were really looking for students who are just as weird as us and are ready to take on this type of unique program. From a financial aid standpoint, we actually dropped our tuition $17,000 3 years ago, and we haven't touched it since. We give out quite a bit in merit and financial aid, different types of scholarships. We even match Pell Grants, so you'll get a double Pell Grant when you're at St. John's. So we do a lot to try to help you to make this as affordable as possible. There are a lot of different ways to connect with us. We are completely virtual this fall, but we're doing virtual tours and open houses. We'll let you sit in on a seminar class. We will do virtual meetings one-on-one. As the director of admissions, I work with all of our Texas students, and so it's my job to get you in the door. So visit our website, sjc.edu, St. John's College, sjc.edu. And that's all I've got. Have a great day.
Wonderful. Thank you all so much for sharing a little bit more about each of your institutions. I'm sure that our audience really appreciates it. But also thank you to all of you for joining us. We hope that you found this virtual college exploration helpful. Just a few quick things to know. After this window closes, you will see a very quick 4-question survey. And so if you don't mind taking a few moments to fill that out, it's always really helpful for us and for the institutions to get a little bit of feedback on sessions like these. A reminder that if you aren't signed up for sessions later this morning, please feel free to sign up for some others. We have plenty of great institutions looking to share more about what they do. And a reminder that the session was recorded and that you'll have access to the recording within the next week or so as well. But once again, just a big thank you to all of you for joining. A big thank you to our 6 institutions for joining us this morning as well. And I hope that each of you have a wonderful day.